Turning over to the housing rental fraud sweeping the country, there's a surging number of tenants who fail to get their lump sum deposits back or on the verge of being kicked out of their homes as properties are put up for auction. To protect the money rights of the victims, the government has announced a set of measures, including giving priority purchasing rights to tenants. Shi-hoo has the details.
Following the third apparent suicide of a victim of real estate fraud related to South Korea's unique rental system called jeonse, the government and the ruling People Power Party announced new measures to help those affected by the series of large-scale housing scandals across the country. Speaking on Thursday, the chief PPP policymaker Park Dae-chul said efforts are being made to provide low-interest loans for victims who have made successful bids on the properties they're residing in. The government and the PPP are also actively considering giving priority purchasing rights for affected properties to tenants who meet certain standards. Park also reaffirmed that the auctions of the jeonse properties where the fraud victims are tenants will be postponed. This had already been announced by the government on Wednesday and will go into effect beginning in Incheon on Thursday. And beginning Friday, buses with legal and mental health experts will visit affected areas to provide free counseling. The jeonse system is when a tenant gives a homeowner a lump sum of key money that is returned in full to the tenant after the lease expires, which is typically after 2 years. And while there are different types of jeonse fraud, one of the common tricks involves leasing out a property at a price that's higher than its purchasing price, then using those funds to purchase more properties in a complicated scheme, which includes using different landlords and a series of jeonse contracts. These types of fraud occurs more frequently in regions where there are many villas and office towers, types of housing in South Korea that are relatively difficult to estimate their exact value. A number of cities and towns in Gyeonggi-do province, including Incheon and Dongtan, which border the capital Seoul, have been particularly affected. In Incheon alone, more than 2,400 households have become victims of fraud. Shi-hoo, Arirang News.